Hi, this is Pete Guitar Martin giving you some lessons on the piano. And please hit subscribe, by the way. We're getting to the nuts and bolts of playing keyboards. Gets you some fast track on how to play some stuff. All right, so what we're going over in this lesson is the diatonic chords. It's a big name, right? D-I-A-T-O-N-I-C, diatonic. All it means is that you're playing the chords that naturally occur within the key signature of a key. So C major has no flats, no sharps. The key signature is just what flats or sharps are in the key. You either have no flats, you either have all flats, not all flats. You either have flats or sharps. You don't have sharps and flats in the same key. And you if you're playing C major or A minor or any of the C major modes, then there's no sharps, no flats. So it's just, C, here's your C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And we number the scale steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so if we're doing diatonic chords, all we're going to do is we're going to do spell thirds like I did in that how to spell third video. 1, 3, 5 is your major chord. So if I'm doing every other note in the key of C major, we call this the 1 chord because I'm building off the first scale step. We call that the 2 because I'm building off the second scale step. And it's just every other note I'm playing here. And this is how we do triads, 3-note chords. This 1 octave, this is the next octave, right? So when we do this, I have another video that talks about our 4 basic triads, but our 4 basic triads naturally occur here. Scale step 1 is a major triad because we got a major interval, 4 half steps, minor interval, 3 half steps. Major, minor, that's a major chord. You go to step 2, and it's minor interval. 1, 2, 3 half steps, major interval, minor on the bottom, major, that's a minor chord. So the 2 chord is always, the diatonic chord in a major key is always a minor chord. And then this is, the 3 chord is also minor interval, major interval, which is, again, a minor chord. So the 3 chord is a minor chord. Then the 4 chord is major because we went back to 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, major interval, 1, 2, 3, minor interval there. So that's your 4 chord is a major. Your 5 chord is also major. And we're not talking about tetrads, which are 4-tone chords. I'll do that in another scale because something different happens when you get to the 5 on a tetrad. But with this is the 5 chord is major. And then we go here, the 6 chord is minor again, minor interval, major interval. Now the 7 chord is 1, 2, 3, that's a minor interval. 1, 2, 3, that's another minor interval. A minor interval over minor interval is a diminished chord. Diminished chords are just a stacking of minor thirds. Even a diminished 7, which is a tetrad, is still another minor third. So diminished is always a stacking of minor thirds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Diminished. So there's your diminished 7. All right? And then we get to the 1 chord again on scale step 8 is a major. So just to review, in the key of C major, any key, it's always major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. That's true with any key. In the key of C major specifically, the 1 chord is the C major chord. The 2 chord is the D minor chord. The 3 chord is the E minor chord. The 4 chord is the F major chord. The 5 chord is the G major chord. The 6 chord is the A minor chord. The 7 chord is the B diminished chord. And the C major is the 8 chord, which we're not going to really recall it. We'll just call it a 1 chord again. All right? So those are your diatonic chords generally, and also specifically to the key of C major. And that's all I got to say about that right now. But, you might want to look at the other videos where I talk about triads, and I'm going to eventually do some on some tetrads also. Well, one other thing is that in a lot of rock and pop songs, they're going to play in root position. So these are all root position chords, as in the root or pitch name of the chord is the lowest note. And it's right in scale order. That's what it would call a specific voicing known as root position. And you could also look at that video I had, like I said, on triads, and where I talk about root position and alternate voicings.
Okay.